How's it going? I'm Chris Keefer. Welcome to RacerXOnline.com. And clouds, colored dirt, green trees. This isn't Glen Helen. We are in Huntsville, Alabama at the Dunlop Proving Grounds, and I'm excited to tell you about the new Geomax factory race spec tires. Spec tires for us mortal human beings, us vet riders, us wannabe racers. Dunlop is offering the Geomax factory spec tires, real race spec tires, never have been done before. They have partnered with KTM. They're going to actually have these tires at KTM dealerships everywhere in mid-November to late November. And the cool thing about this tire is it's a true spec tire. Lots of different changes to the carcass, the tread design, and the weave of the tire. 110 90 19, 120 90 19, and 80 100 21 is the only tires, size tires that they come in. But nonetheless, I'm excited to ride spec tires. I have ridden them before, and for us to be able to purchase these is a huge thing from Dunlop, and I'm excited. I've waited for a long time to do this. I've complained. We're gonna bleep this out. I've about this because I think us guys that can afford good tires, Dunlop should sell them, and now we're here, so I'm excited. And it's only a 15% markup from compared to MX-34. So we're gonna try these. We're gonna grab some test riders, Clark Stiles, Jesse Wentland, and give you some more info. Stay tuned. All right, guys, I brought Rob Fox in here from Dunlop. He's the amateur support coordinator manager for all of you guys that are out racing, and you're out here at the Dunlop Proving Grounds, and this is the first time we had the chance to actually ride this Geomax factory race spec. So I brought Rob in here just to kind of give you a tutorial of what this tire is about, who's it for, and what Dunlop plans to do with it. So Rob, we had a little tutorial early this morning about it. So this is a full-on race spec tire. This isn't like a copy of a race spec. This is actually the front and rear tire that the factory guys use. Yeah, for sure. I mean, some of you guys may remember the 756 RR. It was a little bit before my time. Not mine. Sorry. Not mine. Yeah, I remember it. And so that was a race replica. This is the factory spec that we raced on last year during Supercross and Outdoors. This specific version, these specs that were chosen were the ones that were selected by the KTM riders mostly, and now it's available to the public. So the catch is, now there is a catch, of course, you will have to purchase these tires at a KTM dealership, so you just can't go get them at your Yamaha or even like a Rocky Mountain. You're actually going to have to go into a KTM dealership because Dunlop and KTM have partnered to bring these tires, and from what I've heard, they are coming on the factory editions next year. We're working on that. That's the goal of it. KTM approached us about doing this for the factory edition bikes. Due to timing and some pricing things, it hasn't happened yet, but that's the goal. They're trying to see how this would work through the KTM, Husqvarna, Gas dealers to hopefully get them on the bikes as a production factory edition bike with these factory spec tires in the coming years. So, for me, a tire is a performance-based tire or you have a durability type tire, and it's hard to weave both of those in. So you at home have to decide what kind of rider you are, where you want to spend your money. So this is a race-oriented tire. If you want the most performance out of your tires, this is the tire to get. All right, guys, we're wrapped up here in Alabama, Huntsville. So we're here at the Dunlop Proving Grounds, like we said earlier. Really fun day, but also I'm really excited about this tire. I've been pushing Dunlop for quite some time. Just pecking Dunlop about getting some race spec tires for the consumer. Well, they're here, and like we said earlier, 20% markup, not bad. Is it worth it for you guys? Look, if you're just a weekend warrior and you want a good tire, there's nothing wrong with an MX-34. Leave it, don't worry about this race spec tire. But if you guys want to have more lean angle traction and better acceleration traction out of a corner, these tires are, I want to say, at least 35 to 40% better in the rear, and then at least 50 to 60% better in the front. So this Huntsville track, the proving grounds are clay-like, very hard. It was slick on top. So for me, we had a chance to ride the MX-34 tires and then these race spec tires. So for me, the front tire is the most noticeable change. I'm a front end steering guy. If you vet guys out there are front end steering, you're gonna notice way more lean angle traction. I guess the easiest way to explain it to you guys is I have to relearn and retrain my brain how much to lean into a corner. I'm wired for MX-3S, MX-34 front tire feel. So I got a nice lean angle, and then I kind of know when it breaks traction. I was expecting to break front end traction on some of this hard pack slick stuff today, and I was standing my bike up early, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not sliding out. Why am I standing up? So I decided, hey, I'm gonna keep this lean in, and this Geomax race spec front actually allows my lean angle to retain through the whole corner. So when we talk about area 1, area 2, and area 3 of the corner, normally in the world of an MX-3S tire, I can start my lean in area 1, keep it through area 2, and then maybe between 2.5 to 3, I have to start standing up, where this race spec front tire, I can keep my lean all the way down to area 3. There's a portion of this track where it gets really shaded and woods-like, and it's just slick. So coming out of these corners and with nothing really to bank off of, the MX-34 front doesn't have a lot of feel towards the end of the corner, where the race spec just has tons of feel. So you guys that are used to one tire, this is so different feeling than anything you've ever tried. So it's pretty cool that they're offering to the public. One thing you guys must know about these tires, you're gonna slap them on, they're gonna feel stiff. If you're riding out to the track, you feel some imperfections going out to the track, chatter, rocks, you might feel more of that. You can drop this air pressure quite a bit. We have 12.5 in the rear and 13 in the front. If you feel like it's too stiff of a carcass, don't be shy to turn down that PSI to about 12 PSI, and you'll get a little bit more of a carcass feel and more roll. But for me, pushing, loading that tire carcass that this race spec has, 13 is a good happy medium. As far as rear drive, bite, contact feel of the rear, it is better than the MX-33, MX-34. For me, of course, they're going to a 120/90. I'm usually a 120/80 rider, so you're gonna sit a little bit taller in the rear, so you might have to adjust your sag for that. But nonetheless, you're gonna get more traction, more forward bite out of the race spec tire. I just feel like, especially off of a start, this race spec tire is quite a bit of an advantage. I did some starts over there on the Supercross track against the 34 and this tire, and I can feel the race spec tire just hook up and get out of the gate a lot better. So that is an improvement. Again, stiffer feeling, don't be scared to turn down that PSI, but for me, braking traction is improved, there's more control, there's more consistency, lean angle feel, there's more of that towards the front end, and just consistency, how you lay into the corner, it just lays in the corner really nice and more consistent. If you guys are wondering about durability, look, we're here for only one day. I can tell you we put, let's see, real quick, 2 engine hours on this motorcycle. Okay, so some of you guys saying, oh, the knobs are gonna chunk. It's 2 hours, it's gone. We can go through this whole tire right now. The knobs aren't chunking, the carcass integrity is still there. And for me, it was consistent throughout those 2 hours. What I've been told, this tire should last under normal circumstances. Now this is actually extreme for this tire, it's hard packed clay, but if you have an intermediate to soft tire, 6 hours. So again, race spec tire, you're gonna have to make up your mind. You want durability, you want race spec. So It's not gonna last a long time, but it sure will last longer than 2 hours. So for you guys out there saying, I'm gonna get 1 weekend out of it, that's not necessarily true. 2 engine hours is quite a long time. Some of you guys don't even ride 1 engine hour in 1 day. So depending how much you ride, I feel like 6 hours should be enough. We're gonna get more time on these tires and really drive home the fact that, you know, maybe these things only last 5 to 7 hours, but we're gonna actually nitpick that a little bit more when we have more time on it. But right now, 2 hours, still has good integrity, and the knobs are still intact, so just know that. The weight, you know, some of you guys are asking about weight. It's gonna be extremely lighter. No, it's not gonna be a lot lighter than the MX-34 tires. The construction's a little bit different. Obviously, the carcass is stiffer. So from what I've told, the front tire is a little bit heavier than the standard MX-34, and this 120/90/19 is a little bit lighter. But you're not gonna get massive amounts of weight loss with these tires. These are supposed to arrive in KTM dealerships in December. So if you're looking to get them, you will have to go to your KTM dealership because they partnered with KTM. Again, you don't have to own a KTM, but you will have to step into a KTM dealership and purchase these. 20% more than an MX-34. If you're a race guy, you want good tires underneath you on your bike, this is a good buy. Honestly, I was expecting a bigger price point, but it's not, so quite impressive so far. And it's nice that Dunlop is actually offering race spec tires that we see Tomac, Chase Sexton, and all these guys ride with on Saturday nights and Saturdays at the Outdoor Nationals. So again, more stuff coming here on RacerXOnline.com. Don't forget KeeferIncTesting.com. We'll have a podcast about these when we put more time on them. We're gonna go back to California and really screw them all up because that dirt sucks. California is no good for dirt. This is actually quite good for conditions compared to the conditions we ride in. So for me, we'll put some of that time on the tracks over there in California. So stay tuned, we'll be back. Don't forget 12 issues. Thank you for that. 12 issues, $30. There's a publication, different stuff than the internet out there. You can read, it's cool. Sit down, read a little bit, fall asleep. It's fun. Racer X publication, 30 bucks, 12 issues, get a free gift. We'll see you on the next test.